Let's be honest. Tinubu did not hit the ground running. All this talk about celebrating him 30 days in office as president, it's all propaganda to deceive Nigerians, to make it look like he's done something great. He has not done anything. Let's look at all the stuff that they are shouting about as being achievements of Tinubu in the past 30 days as president of Nigeria that makes them claim that he hit the ground running. Let's look at them. Number one, he removed fuel subsidy. Is that an achievement? That appeared to be stumbling into a decision because he didn't mean it. The moment he announced it, they came and said, no, that's not what he meant. Then eventually they saw they could capitalize on it, and then they capitalized on it. That's not hitting the ground running. That was a mistake that they capitalized on. That's one. Two, they say he signed electricity bill into law. Electricity bill, along with the student loan bill, have been in the pipeline since the Ninth Senate. So it can't have been that it is an achievement for Tinubu, because all you need to do is take a piece of pen and sign a piece of paper for something that has been in the works before his administration. So that cannot have been hitting the ground running for a job or tasks that have been done before he came. What else? He sacked service chiefs. He sacked emiefele and bawa. That's normal. It's only an instruction he gave. That only takes an instruction. The same thing Buhari did when he came into office in 2015. He relocated the headquarters of the army to Sambisa Forest. He ordered that nobody should be able to deposit dollars into their domiciliary account. He did all of those immediately. In fact, while he was doing his own inaugural speech. So, sacking of service chiefs is not an achievement. It is something that is well within his prerogative. All right, so what else again did he do that people are counting as achievements? He did not hit the ground running. In fact, there's one thing that he would have done that would have equated hitting the ground running, but he has not done it. Because at the end of the day, the whole essence of shouting about hitting the ground running is to benefit Nigerians. That's the whole essence of it. We want to see a government that quickly solves the problems of the people, the problems of the citizens of Nigeria. That's why hitting the ground running is important. And to achieve that, we will see the effect on the faces of Nigerians by way of improved conditions of living. After all, the whole essence of government is for security and welfare. So we should see all of this rapidly manifesting in the lives of Nigerians and seen or shown on the faces of Nigerians. The one thing that he could have done that would have been tantamount to hitting the ground running is appointing his ministers. That one thing is what he has not done. 1 month after he was sworn in as president of Nigeria, 4 months after he was declared winner of the presidential election by INEC like a thief in the night. 4 months after, still no ministers. So what's all this talk about hitting the ground running? He has not hit the ground running. In fact, he has hit the ground wobbling, because the policies that we have seen so far are policies that have made life difficult for Nigerians. The removal of fuel subsidy, that has happened even before he came, and the manner he even went about it brought untold hardship to Nigerians. So that cannot be called an achievement. In fact, it should be called what it is, a disgrace. Then you talk about devaluation of the naira. He devalued the naira in the name of unification of FX window. He could have unified the FX window upwards towards 460 naira to $1, but no, unified it downwards to 760. In fact, 800 in some cases. Now that is not an achievement. That is best a disgrace, because it makes life harder and more difficult for Nigerians. What else did he do? He sacked Bawa and sacked Emiefele. He should have hit the ground running in terms of fighting corruption by ordering probe of Buhari? Did he do that? No. In fact, this whole thing about fuel subsidy, he could have removed fuel subsidy the right way, which would have been to expose the subsidy fraud. Many people have shouted, in fact, when we started shouting about this whole fuel subsidy thing, that it was a fraud and did not exist, many people did not believe. But luckily, we have had prominent Nigerians come out now to say the same thing that we have said all the while, that there was no such thing as fuel subsidy. In fact, we had the former governor of Bauchi State, Bagudu, say the same thing. We've had learned persons, lecturers, come out to say that it was a fraud. There's no fuel subsidy. Now, you would expect that if really there was no fuel subsidy in the first place. So, what is the connection between removal of fuel subsidy and increase in the pump price of fuel? There's no correlation whatsoever. If there was fraud in the fuel subsidy regime and people were fraudulently collecting Nigeria's money in the name of fuel subsidy, the solution is not increasing the pump price of fuel to punish Nigerians that have been suffering from the fraud of fuel subsidy. No, that's not the solution. The solution would have been to expose the fraud, bring to justice all those that are responsible for that fraud, and recover the monies for the benefit of the Nigerians. That would have been the best solution. Is that what Tinubu did? The answer is no. So obviously, on all fronts, even the student loan that they were talking about, student loan does not benefit the students. It's only going to benefit his friends that he will appoint as board, because majority of Nigerians who are poor will not be able to access the student loan. So what are we talking about? He hit the ground running. He did not hit the ground running. He hit the ground wobbling. And all this talk that the Senate president or president of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, is talking about, oh, the president got it right with the Senate. It's a shame, actually. It is a shame. A president that would have gotten it right would have been a president that allowed the tenets of democracy, that allowed the rule of law to play or have its course. And that would have been leaving the National Assembly to choose amongst themselves who their president will be. But he did not do that. So that is not an achievement. That is a shame, and that is a disgrace. So on all fronts, Tinubu did not hit the ground running. He hit the ground wobbling, and Nigerians are suffering for it as we speak. So what is the way out? The way out is simple. Number one, we pray and hope that the judiciary will do what they are supposed to do. Do the right thing in the interest of Nigerians, not in the interest of the politicians that seek to continuously and perpetually keep Nigerians in chains. Do the right thing and give the mandate back to those who deserved it, the both of them. In addition to that, we need to focus on the National Assembly and cause them to enact 5 laws that will free Nigeria from the shackles it is in right now. Contribute your quota, look in the description and see what you can do to support this cause. We will take Nigeria back by the special grace of God.